Welcome, Diecast fans. I'm Tom Spanners-Watson.
And I'm Frankie Guru Gibbs.
And welcome to the special stage.
What you're looking at here is an overhead view of the track, and if you follow that little icon as he goes round the track, it shows you what's happening. So this particular driver would have started in the inside lane. He's now looped around, goes around the outside lane, cuts back inside, goes through the Joker lane and back to his start-finish position. So the drivers will be going head-to-head tonight, and it's the race back to where you started.
And what we've done for today's racing is we have paired up the drivers with similar vehicles. So we're going to kick it off with Mr. Dark and Arlo because they're both driving the Mercury Cougar. We've got Arlo starting in the outside, Mr. Dark in the inside. We get underway for race number one. Arlo through the under over and into the Joker lane first. Mr. Dark trying to get around the outside of him, but Arlo holding on to the lead at this stage as they head in for the second lap. Mr. Dark now going through the Joker lane, which technically is the slower area, but it looks like Arlo slowed down, and Mr. Dark sneaks through with a beautiful 17.340. That seems very quick.
I'm sure we'll find out the best times as we go on. The drivers have switched lanes now, and it's the first driver to win 2 races.
That's right, the winners of tonight will move on to the endurance round next time, and we've got Mr. Dark through the Joker lane. Arlo goes down. We'll send the emergency crews out to clear that car out of the way for Mr. Dark as he completes his run and looks like he's going to take it nice and easy now. No, in fact, he is smoking along a 17.21 run. He just beat his previous time.
Well, Mr. Dark was the fastest driver at Chaos Canyon, and it looks like he's aiming to pull it out again. Arlo, they're very unfortunate, got a little bit loose coming over that dipper into the jump, goes up onto his side and rolls all the way over onto his roof and takes the jump on his roof.
Well, Mr. Dark, the first driver moving on, and what a commanding performance. 2 incredibly quick laps.
Well, now we get to find out if it is a quick lap or if that's just a normal time on this track.
So we got Iron Man in the inside lane, Skuckspoken in the outside lane as we get underway in the 2 Subarus this time. Iron Man leading them up the hill, but Skuckspoken overtakes through the main lane as Iron Man has to take the Joker lane. Skux crosses first, but he now has the more technical section as Iron Man gets to run a much straighter race now. But Skuckspoken looks like he's going to hold on, and he takes the winner, 17.791. That is a good time, about half a second slower than Mr. Dark, but that still seems pretty quick.
So far, all the cars seem to be handling the track pretty well. The drivers have rotated around. Iron Man on the inside now, Skuckspoken in the outside.
Skux through the under over and goes into the Joker lane. Iron Man tries to get it. Whoa! Iron Man with a huge crash there as he goes completely off the side of the jump. He is clear of the track. Skuckspoken can get past him no problem as long as he doesn't crash. No, he keeps it together and he is going to take the win.
I need to have another look at that spectacular accident from Iron Man there. He just ended up right by the site office. You see him get some air going down the dipper. He was clearly giving it way too many beans going down there.
Yes, we go back to chase cam. Look at the nose of that car get up and he got slightly on the side. It just got completely thrown out to the side. But Skuckspoken, what a professional, didn't faze him at all and he still finished with a good time.
Now it's time for the Audis to have a crack. We've got number 72 Papa Pugsley going up against number 27 Giorgio.
Some coincidental symmetry there of 27 and 72. Alright, Papa Pugsley in the outside lane, Giorgio taking the Joker lane first. Pugsley making the most of his straight line speed to open up a big lead over Giorgio as he goes into the Joker lane this time. Is he going to be too far ahead from Giorgio? Giorgio pushes it through that main lane. It's going to be tight, but Papa Pugsley holds on with an 18.751 time.
So it turns out that Mr. Dark is in fact quick no matter the track.
Well, that wasn't really in doubt, was it? All right, the drivers switch lanes. Papa Pugsley in the outside, Giorgio on the inside this time. As we get underway, Papa Pugsley takes the underpass, gets into the Joker lane first. He's still got a bit of a lead over Giorgio. Giorgio getting around the outside, leads them up the hill, only slightly ahead of Papa Pugsley, and now Giorgio into the Joker lane. Pugsley feeds it some channel, gets a little bit sideways. That allows Giorgio to get into the lead and takes the win with a 19.006.
Giorgio definitely off pace there, but luckily Papa Pugsley went sideways, so he managed to pull out the win. That means it's time for a sudden death race off.
So the drivers are back in their original lanes. Papa Pugsley on the inside. Giorgio takes the underpass into the Joker lane first. Pugsley feeds it some jandal going down the dipper, opening up a big lead on this first lap as we head into lap number 2. Giorgio got us much straighter line this time, but I think he's going to be too far behind Papa Pugsley as Pugsley leads him up for the last time and takes the win with a 19.134.
Not a real scorcher of a time. In fact, I'd probably call it more of a sizzle.
All right, it's time for the BMW wagons. It's Ra Sun God in the outside lane versus Papa E on the inside. As we get underway, pretty even down to the first corner. Sun God into the joker lane first. Papa E opening up a big lead already.
The driver in the inside lane really has to make the most of those straight lanes early on so they can open up some gap as they head into the joker lane the second time.
Well, it doesn't look like that's a problem for Papa E. Takes the win with a 17.536. Wow, that is a quick time. Not quite as fast as Mr. Dark, who posted a 17.211 as the current track record.
Still pretty quick, and now the drivers have switched lanes for race number 2.
And Papa E opening up a big lead already into the joker lane. I think he might even get to the top of the hill before Sun God gets there. And a split time there of 9.662. Again, not quite Mr. Dark's time, but still very quick overall as he makes his last run up the hill, comes around and posts at 18.047.
So Papa E cleans him up with 2 quick wins.
All right, it's time for the Ford Focus to take the track. We've got Mick K in number 92 and Marco Polo driving the number 14.
Considering we're racing the same model against the same model, it's amazing how many guys are just picking up 2 wins, one after the other.
Well, we didn't seed these drivers at all. This is just based on what model car you're driving. But Marco Polo out to a monster lead here as he goes into the main lane for the final time. He is going to walk away with this one. Mick K not even in his rearview mirror.
Mick's so far behind, he might have stopped at the gift shop on the way in.
So an 18.814 time, that's pretty quick for Marco Polo as we switch lanes for race number 2. Can Marco clean him up in 2, or are they going to have to go to a sudden death?
I'm still holding out hope for Mickey to bring one home.
All right, Mick K on the inside now takes the joker lane, enters slightly ahead of Marco Polo, but Marco gets around the outside of him with ease as he now comes down and will cut back to the inside to take the joker lane. Again, Mick K nowhere in sight. He is days behind. Marco making the final run to the finish line, and he posts another 18.814. Talk about consistency.
I can't believe he got exactly the same time on both runs from either lane. That's crazy.
It's time for more Subaru action with JB in the inside lane versus Big Cat in the outside.
Smart money has to be on Big Cat, even though he came in second in the tournament. I just don't know that JB's got it.
I'm not sure who you're trying to jinx there, Frank, but JB moving into the lead. No, Big Cat sneaks back into the lead with a split time of 10.238, leads him up the hill through the main lane this time, and he will run ahead of JB. And he takes the first one with a time of 18.559.
So he's almost a second slower than Mr. Dark and Skucks Bogan, but then this round isn't about times or points, it's just about getting the wins on the board.
Well, that's true, but times can still be a good indicator of how well somebody's performing. Right, JB into the joker lane, this time Big Cat opening up a big lead, and I've got a feeling that Big Cat's going to hold his own all the way to the finish.
You know, the last time I held my own in public, I was asked to leave the supermarket.
What? Why? Can we get back to the racing? All right, Big Cat cleans it up. 2 wins in a row, a 19.134 times, so quite a slow one. So JB must have been travelling quite a bit slower.
Oh, the battle of the Fords here at Cosworths. I'm going to make a prediction that a Cossie's going to win this one.
Now, Craig's the senior in the outside lane there did win the best in show for the Gravity Chaos Rally Tournament.
And now we get to see if he's all show and no go.
Well, so far I don't think that's going to be a problem. He went through the joker lane. He's already opened up a huge lead over James Ironbeard as he takes the main lane over the jump. Nice and clean, as we've had a few drivers go a bit crazy there, but Craig's the senior picks up an 18.047 time. Just a bit slower than Mr. Dark still, but a good time overall.
Yeah, Craig's the senior doing a great job there. It was nice and clean. Now they've switched lanes. We'll see how he goes taking that outside lane first.
So James Ironbeard into the joker lane first. Craig's the senior nice and clean over that jump. Doesn't get loose like some of those others. He now cuts through into the joker lane, and he has got a big lead over James Ironbeard. Ironbeard pushing it hard, but I don't think he's going to catch him. No, he's not. Craig's the senior racks up another win, 18.430.
All more BMWs, and this time it's the overall winner, number 11, driven by Sam Hall, going up against number 24, driven by Fly McBrien.
Fly McBrien out with an early lead as he goes through the underpass into the joker lane. Sam Hall, whoa, Sam Hall getting up on the sidewall. It appears he stalled out. They managed to get him clear of the track, and Fly McBrien just has to keep it together, and he is going to take the first one. That is an unexpected incident there.
Definitely wasn't expecting Sam Hall to go crooked like that and just blow his lead. Look at this, he just rode that sidewall, yanks the handbrake, gets it into reverse, but unfortunately just was unable to keep going, but thankfully he managed to get himself off the course and out of Fly McBrien's way.
Well, Sam Hall in the outside lane now is going to be looking for redemption as we get underway. Sam Hall now cuts through to the joker lane, takes the lead going up the hill, but Fly McBrien leaps around the outside as you'd expect. He now has to cut through into the joker lane. Sam Hall not far behind, but he is going to have to push if he wants to get around the outside. It's going to be close. Here we go. Oh, Fly McBride just picks it up at an 18.495.
Let's have another look at that. Oh, there was barely a car length in that one. Well done, Fly McBride.
Damn, that was a close race. All right, now we've got the Honda Civics going up against each other. It's Wiz in the inside lane, Big Mike from NZ Racing in the outside. He cuts into the joker lane first. Both drivers pushing quite hard here. Wiz gets around the outside, gets up that hill first, only just ahead of Big Mike as Big Mike now gets to take the main. Oh, Big Mike, instead of taking the main lane, takes out a tractor or a steamroller or something.
Classic Big Mike, Hansel into Wiz. But let's have a look at just what happened to Big Mike. You see Wiz there leading them up, and Big Mike's hanging his rear end out. No wonder he hit that giant steamroller looking thing. Crikey, he's lucky he still survived.
Well, the driver of the heavy equipment was fine. He was just a little bit shaken. He wasn't expecting to get hit by a car parked off to the side of the track. All right, the drivers switch around. Big Mike in the inside lane now, Wiz in the outside, and Wiz will be looking to close this one off quickly as he cuts through the underpass into the joker lane. Big Mike feeding it some jandle down the main lane, gets around the outside of the Wiz, into the start, finish straight. As they come down, he cuts through into the joker lane this time. He's got a bit of a lead over the Wiz. Wiz pushing hard around the outside. This is going to be another close one. Big Mike goes over. Big Mike hands another win to the Wiz. What is he doing?
Honestly, mate, after the competition, I'm pretty sure he's just here for the beers. I mean, look at this. This was his race to win, but he just went off the side of the track again for absolutely no reason. He's pretty much the only driver that's done that 2 races in a row.
Well, it's a shame for Big Mike, but now it's time for the BMW CSL 3 litres. Dutch Vandershift driving the Shell number 3, taking the main lane first. Then we've got Chris taking the joker lane. Dutch out to an early lead as he goes through the start, finish straight, takes the underpass. Whoa, he gets right up on 2 wheels there. He is really pushing. He wants this win. Chris trying to reel him back in, but Dutch Vandershift takes the win with an 18.047.
Wowzers, Dutch was really hoofing it there. He gave it so many beans. I thought he's going to roll over in that corner.
Yeah, we definitely haven't seen a car go up on 2 wheels like that before. That was crazy. So Dutch now back into the joker lane, takes that first, and we've got Chris trying to make some space around the outside, but Dutch obviously much faster as he now moves to the outside main lane. Chris is really going to struggle to draw him in here unless he makes a mistake, but Dutch holds on nice and clean and picks him up.
Wowzers, Chris was giving it so many beans there, he rolled it.
So Dutch Vandershift picks up the 2 wins. Next up, we've got the Audis. It's Crazy Canuck versus Strike. Now, there's no spectators around the track for Crazy Canuck to take out like he did at the Possum Hills track. But he opens up a big lead already over Strike. I think Strike is going to really struggle to reel him in here.
I think the Canuck might have had an extra nip of maple syrup there. He's flying.
Well, Strike is doing everything he can to reel him in, but he's not going to do it. Crazy Canuck picks up the first one with an 18.687.
Well, Strike on a hiding to nothing. He's going to have to pull finger if he wants to stay in this.
Well, they've switched lanes, so maybe that'll be better for him. Strike in the inside lane, Crazy Canuck in the outside as he takes the underpass. Crazy Canuck into the joker lane. Strike pushes down through the main lane. They are very close still though. Oh, Crazy Canuck just takes the lead. Strike gets up on the sidewall there. We haven't had anybody get up there. Oh, Crazy Canuck goes down.
Oh, that's such a shame. That was going to be a really tight finish.
Albeit a slow one, the first 22nd time we've had on the track. But Crazy Canuck completely losing it going down the tipper. And how about Strike there getting up on the sidewall?
Does Strike not know you're meant to keep your eyes on the road? Although I don't think Crazy Canuck really knows that either. I think he might have spotted a pedestrian standing in the hut there.
Well, yeah, I mean, he and Mr. Dark seem to hunt out the spectators. All right, it's sudden death time. Can Crazy Canuck keep it together this time and take out Strike, or is Strike going to take the win?
I'm really not sure who to put my money on. This one's harder to pick than Broken Nose.
Well, the Canuck taking the early lead as he goes through the main lane. Strike is really going to have to work hard to reel him in here. Although the Canuck now moving into the joker lane, it is a lot more technical and it allows the other driver to catch up. Strike gets around him. A nicely timed overtake there. Found the power when he needed it. Takes the win with a 19.326 time.
Well, there you go. I wouldn't have picked that one. Now it's time for the escorts. The number 512 driven by Lone Star and the 333 driven by Just in Time.
So Justin starting in the outside lane takes the underpass into the joker lane first. Lone Star in the main lane, nice and smooth over that jump. Leads them up into the start finish straight, but Just in Time is actually really close there. Lone Star now into the Joker lane. Just in time goes around the outside. Oh, just in time flips over.
That's a real shame. He obviously gave it far too many beans trying to beat out Lone Star here. You see him just come flying out of there. I thought he might have actually done a full barrel roll, but he couldn't quite pull it off.
Now the question is, Justin was very close. Can Lone Star close it out in 2? Or are they going to have to go to sudden death?
You know, I think Justin might just be a shade faster than Lone Star.
Well, either way, I think it's going to end up being close. Just in time with the lead to begin with as they get into the start-finish straight. Wow, they are neck and neck. Lone Star now moving into the main lane, just in time through the Joker lane. Lone Star trying to get around the outside, just in time, getting up the inside. It's close. Here we go. Oh, just in time takes the win.
Wowzers, that race was tighter than one of Kylie Minogue's outfits.
So it's one win apiece. Lone Star back in the inside lane, just in time in the outside, and this is the last race of the night. Who's going to take it out?
Well, clearly both these boys want it, but I think maybe just in time.
Well, he was just in time in that last race.
I used very droll spanners.
All right, we come around for lap number 1. Split time of 10.238. Not a particularly fast time, but it is still going to be another close race. Just in time, trying to go around the outside. Lone Star gets a bit loose, but he holds on for the win just ahead of Just in Time.
This was another epic race here. Both these boys were pushing so hard. Just in Time got a great run down the main lane. And then look at Lone Star there, hanging his rear end out like Big Mike did. Luckily, there were no tractors or anything in the way, and Lone Star just managed to sneak out the win.
Yeah, it's great to see the drivers leaving it all on the track, or off the track as some of them did. But this was a great battle, and Lone Star hanging it out for the win. That was awesome.
It was, but I think my favourite moment was Iron Man there just getting completely thrown off the track.
Yeah, it was definitely impressive. All right, so the drivers moving on to next week are going to be Mr. Dark, Skux Bogan, Papa Pugsley, Papa E, Marco Polo, Big Cat, Craigster Senior, Fly McBrien, Wiz, Dutch Vandershift, Strike, and of course Lone Star.
And as this short special stage continues, the races are going to get longer.
Which of course also means more difficult. Alright, that's enough from us today. Thanks very much for watching. I'm Tom Spanners Watson, he's Frank the Guru Goobs. We look forward to seeing you next time.